Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tommy and welcome to another official tutorial by me. And this one is about how to make desert in every single environment, in every single biomes. Of course, we'll be excluding the desert biome because it's pretty self-explanatory. You can make desert in a desert. And we'll be also joining the Alpine and Taiga into one section of this video because they're basically the same. They have the same or almost the same plants, almost the same shrubbery, almost the same, like almost everything is the same about those two environments. Just one is a little more up than the other one. So basically what I'm going to show you is how to create a desert looking environment in every single biome that we have, or most of them, I guess. Let's start with the easiest one. Let's start with the basics, and that's the tropical biome. In the tropical biome, it's really an easy thing to do. We have the best sand in the tropical biome. Not even the desert has this good color of the sand. So let's start with that one. Let's put sand all over the enclosure. The next thing that you want to do is to decide where your little oasis should be. Just a little water because it's supposed to be a desert, it's supposed to be sandy. Then we have to do the hills. We have to do the sand dunes. So let's do like one over here. Let's do the other one here. I like it when we create these little valleys and enclosures like these. Then we can also have something like this over here and also a little bit over here. I like the oasis to be enclosed, these sand dunes. Okay, next we do some of the rock textures because the sand cannot just be like very white. We are aiming for the realism of it all, especially the upper parts of the dunes should have a little bit of the rock texture so that it's not boring, so that it breathes a little life into it. Or you can also mix in some of the red textures so that it looks deserty, so that it looks dirty, so that it has layers, so that it has textures. One trick is to blend them like this. It's a little more work than what you would want in a speed build, but if we not overdo it, it should be fine. It should be fine like this. Okay, that's the groundwork. It's done. And now what we need is some small amount of plants, small amount of palm trees around the oasis. I always like to delete these small patches of grass and just leave the palms in. So go back and know where the game gives you the palms and just put the palms there. Like, oops, nope. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to have the shrubs there. Okay, so we have the palms, and we can also mix in some of these other guys. Nope. Okay, just over there. So let me get the palms back. No, these are so sparse, and you never get what you want from this game, I guess. One flaw of this environment is that, yeah, this is what I wanted. This one is the one that I wanted. But now let me just, nope. One flaw of this environment is that you get the shrubs with the palm trees, so then it's not so barren. And it's a shame that it's not so barren because it should be barren. But a little plant here and there is completely okay. Even in the desert, you have some. Looks deserty enough. And now it's the rocks. For the desert rocks, I love to use the red ones because they are the best choice when it comes to desert environments. Always put the little ones around as well to create rocky islands. Let's check the view. Yep, I think I like it. And I think that we can release the raptors. This was rather easy, so let's release the raptors. Okay, and we're back in the capture mode. We have our raptors, and it looks pretty decent, I would say, for a quick 5-minute build. We have our raptors in. They like their deserty environment. I think it suits them pretty well, right? Looking nice. Okay, this was part 1. Now it's time for the temperate environment, which is a little harder to do. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we're back. Well, I am back for you. It's been 2 seconds, but for me, I had to build all of this all over again. And I pre prepared some of the stuff that I already showed you, the lake and then the peaks and valleys. So, in the temperate environment, it's not as easy as it should be because the sand is. Uh, it's not really sand. And it's a shame. This sand sucks. This is the worst sand. But in this environment, we have the greatest rock texture that this game has ever seen. So let's put in that one to work. It's not really sandy. It's not a sandy desert per se. However, we have the rock texture, so it's barren, so it's rocky. We can mix in some of the other. No, no, we can't. Maybe in little patches so that it has some other textures as well, so that the hills are a little darker. We already have the goats in here, so hello goat. Oops, that was too much. You always want to click just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit, so that it doesn't overtake the whole texture, but it creates a blend, it creates a mixture. And you can also mix in the sand a little bit, especially around the water or in the shallower parts, so that it's not just all rock, so that we have a blend. Because the textures, they are really good themselves. However, if you create these blends, you get a whole new environment. So we have these textures ready, and now let's see what we're working with. We cannot use this, because this doesn't look tropical or foresty at all. However, we do have these little things. They look a little like they could be used in a tropical environment. We also have these. These are the best for the tropical looking environments. So let's mix in those again in small patches so that it looks very barren. Always do it in little patches. If you want barren, if you want desert, make sure to spread it somewhat unevenly, but don't overdo it. The whole enclosure needs to be very, very simple to look exotic, to look deserty. And remember to always go back and edit after you do something. Okay, let's mix in some of these. These actually look, they do look nice. Okay, this looks nice and barren, I guess. One more trick that I like to do is to use this brush, the seed plants. Try to see when it gives me these. Yeah, this is the one. And delete the rest around. Okay, you can see. I hate how big this brush is. It's just it's ridiculously big. It doesn't need to be that big. We only want this little, yes, we want this. Because that actually looks like a cactus or like a palm. And the other trees it gives, they don't look that exotic. I always delete these. They don't look deserty or tropical enough. We don't want a lush environment when it comes to creating a desert. We can get a little bit lush around the water's edge. However, this is a rocky desert. That's the best that we can do in the temperate environment. And let's put in some rocks, because the rocks are the pillars of a good enclosure. You can quote me on that one. That's the wisdom that I would like to give you. The rocks are the pillars of a good enclosure. Okay, I'll shut up. Looking good, looking nice. Okay, I think this looks presentable. So let's put in the raptors. Okay, and we're back with the raptors. I love this raptor skin. It's the Gambia River Basin and Polcarana. The raptors are looking very happy. They're having the social interactions. And I think that this enclosure doesn't look twice as bad. And I'll see you in a few seconds in the last one, and that is the Taiga slash Alpine environment. And hello again, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last part of the tutorial, the Alpine environment, or Alpine, Alpine, Alpaca, Alpine slash Taiga. We can use the dirt here, which is not, ideal. We can use the sand, which again is not ideal as well because it's all very faded, but we'll make do. We'll make do. We'll work something out. Let's start with the dirt. Let's get dirty. Let's put dirt all over the enclosure and we'll decide what to do with the rest afterwards. Okay, now we can mix in some of the sand to make it blend a little bit. We can use the sand for the lower parts of the enclosure. It's going to look better once we put some plants in because it is the most difficult to do desert and alpine and taiga environments because we have to work with this. It's not ideal. However, we do have some options here. We have these, so let's put in some of them. We can actually put more of these in this enclosure to hide the fact that this is not the most ideal sand. So let's give it a try. Okay, we have these, and then now let's put in some of these as well, just like before. Alright, we have these, and this will be a little more tropical looking enclosure than a desert because I really don't like the textures of the sand around here, so I decided that I should put in a little more of these plants, but that's basically the best that you can do with this kind of environment. It's the hardest to pull off. So let's just fill it with some cacti and let's see where it takes us. It's not exactly a desert; it's a lush desert, and it looks tropical. It at least looks tropical. Now the rocks. For these, we should use the red rocks to make it to give it that deserty kind of feel. In the temperate environment with that kind of rocky desert, I wouldn't go for these. I would go for the temperate rocks in the temperate just as I did. But for this kind of environment, it's integral to have these rocks to give it that feel of this is a desert environment. That's the feeling that we're going for here. So okay, I feel that this is fine. I don't like the rock texture over here, so let's change it back because yeah, the rock textures really do give it that feeling of being up there in the mountains. Basically, the dirt texture is what comes closest to a desert environment. So I'll put in the raptors and I'll talk to you after that. Alright, we're back with the raptors. I put in some red colors, red, yellow for this build. It looks nice. It doesn't look bad. It looks fine. Pretty tropical. It's not exactly a desert, but it is a tropical environment in the Alpine biome. And I think that it's really ridiculous that we don't have the access to all kinds of shrubbery in every single biome. This is the best that we can do in the taiga and in the alpine environment. I love taiga and alpine environments, but however, it lacks the option to create a proper desert enclosure. We need some variety in this game, and we need all the shrubs and we need all the plants to use in every single one of these biomes, just like it is with the rocks. We can use all the rocks from all the biomes in every single biome that we have in this game. However, we cannot use the plants, which is a shame. I still think that we can count this as a desert environment. It's the best that we can do. With this, I will say my goodbye. I'm really happy that you came in for the tutorial. If you like my videos, please do give me a like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm not forcing you to. If you like the video, you can consider it. I would be really glad if you do so because I'm planning many more tutorials to come. So again, my name is Tommy. Thank you for watching my video, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.